Yeah, we got it. Okay. We got some Californians now. What's up? All right. And the lines are climbing. So let's go. All right. Well, hey, good day to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this exclusive call. If you're on this right now, that means that you had a friend of yours that thought of you well enough to share with you some information that they thought could be life-changing for you. My name is James Zheng. It's an honor to be your host and your MC today. And before I dive in, let me just say this. I know we have a lot of different types of people that are on this call, but I'm just going to be straight up. What we're going to share with you tonight is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is not about convincing you to do something you don't want to do. It's an invitation to share with you something that's been transforming people's lives without burnout, sacrificing yourself, not needing to be some crazy influencer or expert, but you're going to show you a legitimate way that average people just like you and I have been able to tap into this six-figure blueprint and create more fun, income, and impact in their lives. If that's something that you are interested in, you're in the right place. But bear with me for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to run through with you exactly what this is all about. It's an honor to be here today. And by the end of this, if you see alignment, get back with the person that connected you with this, and we're going to talk about some next steps. My name is James Zheng, and if you know me these days, people know me as a seven-figure business owner, as a top 1% mentor. We've mentored hundreds of people to the top 1%. We lead the #1 sales team in the world at 400,000 partners right now. But it wasn't always like that. And I think it's important to talk about the backstory because I'm just like any one of you. In fact, when I first got introduced to the idea of entrepreneurship, the idea that you can make a profit for yourself, here I was. I was a 19-year-old broke college student going to UC Berkeley, thinking I was super smart. I was going to be a medical doctor because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Go to school, get a good job, and that's what it's all about. But who here has already realized that the traditional path is not working? There's so many people that I saw that were older that got the dream job, but they didn't have the dream life. They had dream bills. And I started to think to myself, could there be another way? Could I produce a backup plan, perhaps? Could I find another way to create some more freedom? And that's when I got introduced to business for the very first time. And I'll be very honest, I sucked for the longest time. I was not good at this. But I had great mentors, great systems, great training. And if you keep it up long enough, you can only suck for so long. And eventually things started to click. And 6 years later, was able to produce a multiple six-figure income. You lived in our dream home, had the dream lifestyle, had the dream wife. We're had it made, we thought. And then it wasn't. Have you ever been through a life experience that just put you flat on your back, by the way? That's exactly what happened to me. And what I realized is the foundation wasn't built that strong. And by as quickly as we went up, actually the following year, we lost everything. We lost our home. I moved back into my mother-in-law's converted office turned bedroom. I remember the day when I had to tell my wife that her dream house, we had to move out. And I told my wife for the first time in my life, I give up. Perhaps that's where you find yourself today. Maybe you've tried other opportunities. Maybe you've wanted to create more freedom for you and your family, but maybe you've just taken one too many hits and you've counted yourself out. Well, sister, brother, I want to encourage you that God's not done with you yet. And that day, sometimes we have to get the old things to go away for new things to come. And I got breathed life into one more time, to dream one more time. And I started to think, is there another way? And what I realized was this: there's a lot of opportunities these days. Can we agree? These days, especially with social media, you're probably pitched things left and right. In my email inbox, I probably have 5 different opportunities. What should I do? Amazon, eBay, start up a bakery, do TikTok shop. Like there's so many different things, real estate, crypto. It's like a bajillion different things. And what I realize is while we can make money, is there a best way? Is there something that can help you live a life that you actually love, to be aligned with? And we started to envision something. And years later, that's what got us introduced to this idea that we are going to introduce you today. Once we cracked the code to the six-figure blueprint, we've been working on this the last couple of years. And what it's done is remarkable things. It's helped average people develop above average lives. We've been traveling the world together. In fact, our team is the #1 sales team around the world that have 400,000 partners now. It's allowed us a life where before I was stuck in an office, before I was stuck in meetings all the time. This year alone with my wife and baby Jaden, he's 10 months old now, cutest thing in the world. He's actually has more stamps on his passport than I had by 20 to 30 years old. But we've been able to run a business from our phones. We've been able to have a lifestyle of freedom and options and choice. And I bring that up not to impress you, but to impress upon you that you too can have that as well if you want to. So if you're ready to dive into today, put in the chats, I'm ready. Super excited for you and to discuss what this 6-figure blueprint is really all about. I love seeing all those comments coming in. All right. We're going to introduce you to this idea of partnership marketing. Because when you take a look at a lifestyle freedom, here's what I realized. A job won't cut it. Have you realized that, by the way? The cap in a job, and nothing bad about a job, but you can get paid more, but you're capped in your time. If you want freedom, we need to find a way to make a profit. So then the question is, what kinds of businesses are out there? Well, what if there were a way that all you had to do was do what any business had to do? See, every business to make money has to produce and sell a product or service to the end consumer, whether it's a real estate in a home, whether you're an affiliate marketer and you sell a product, whatever that it is, there's a product and there's a consumer. However, if you think about any business, it takes a lot of money, time, expertise, skills. It's a lot, especially if you're a busy mom, if you're somebody that is working, if you're somebody that's trying to breathe. Most of us don't have that type of resources to actually start something like that. But what if you could partner with a company that did all the heavy lifting, that made the products, that made the distribution, that was already international, that took care of shipping, that took care of marketing, that took care of branding, and all we have to do is the fun part. We got to share the story. We got to connect the product to the end consumer and build sales teams to do the same thing, where then you can actually just do the simplest thing that pays the most. That's what partnership marketing is all about. That's why I choose this. Now, you have to choose the right company, though. And you have to look, I think the most important decision that you need to look at is who is running the ship? Who here wants to build a legacy income where you can hand out to your children and your children's children? I don't want to. If you've ever lost anything before, it's a waste of time, energy, and money to build something that just falls apart. So let's just look straight to the top first. I think if that doesn't fly, then nothing else matters. So I want to introduce you to our partners, John Wadsworth and Darren Zobrist. When I first met them a couple of years ago, I'll be very honest with you, I was hyper skeptical because everyone could say something good, but I've seen them up front, close and personal, live out their beliefs and their values. They work harder than anyone else. And 2.5 years later, we now have a company called Partner Co. That's $300 to almost $400 million a year, debt-free, profitable, scaling fast. Why is it going well? Why do I trust these guys? John Wadsworth, his background is he does what the field does. He was 25 years in direct sales. In fact, he had sold, get this, billion with a B, put a B in the comments below, $1 billion worth of a product called Tahitian noni juice. He knows what to do. He lived that life. And then his best friend, Darren, was Wharton grad, business school, Goldman Sachs, top consulting firm, then built his own company that scaled globally and sold it for a lot of money. So you got the business guy and you have the person on the field side. What happened? Well, unfortunately, there was a couple of brands that were amazing of products in company, but they were mismanaged and those companies went out of business. John and Darren came in, saved the day, rebranded it, relaunched it, and now we have Partner Co. So it's a new company, a new face, an old story, but a new story at the same time, and with the best of all worlds. Why is this important? They're here to build a company that is actually built on values. They have a mission. Question, do you align with this? If you don't align with the mission, I think it's important that you find different opportunities that you align with. This may not align with you, but I do. What is our mission? To power health and prosperity around the world. Who here would love either more health and or prosperity? Put me in the comments. I want all the above. And I'm like, I love that. You know, in fact, I would be willing to submit in a divided world, this is probably the most unifying message that is out there. Doesn't matter your race, your religion, where you're in the world, your socioeconomic background. Everybody wants to be healthier. Everybody wants to be more prosperous. and I can run behind that idea all the time, and it's going to spread like wildfire. Not only do we say it, we back it by values. And these we live out every single day. We got 10 of them, kind of like the 10 commandments, but I won't go through all of them today, but they mean something. They're built to last. That means they're here for a legacy company. Dream big, act now. We're going to challenge you to dream. Work is an adventure. I love that one. We're going to have a lot of fun together. All right. If you like these and you align with them, then you're going to like what this mission in this company is all about. But I believe it starts with the why and then the what comes afterwards. So I'm curious, do you align with this mission and this vision so far? If so, put a yes in the comments below, because that's important. And if not, hey, keep on listening. But that's honestly really important right there. Okay. The why comes first, the how comes after. Now let's dive into what we actually do then. How do we actually create a legacy? Well, the company produces products that want to partner with others that we can partner with to help our fellow mankind. What's unique about these? We actually touch upon many different professions and industries. So you want to look at something that is actually growing and in something that people are looking for. Do we agree that people are looking for better health, holistic health solutions now more than ever before? Right? People want to live better, longer, more vital lives. They don't trust big pharma as much. They want to do something natural. So we have a company that is backed by science and third-party certifications. It's not just us saying it, but a lot of smart people. In fact, I see on this call, many professionals, medical professionals, nurses, doctors, you name it. They're like, I align myself with this. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like, if they got it, then we are super smart here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So it is safe and effective. And we have a couple products. Let me lean with one. Here's one thing that I've learned. If you want to do well in business, you want to find something that's like a lead product. Case in point, Apple produces a lot of products, but you know what their lead was? The iPhone. But when I went to the Apple store, you know what I walked out with? I walked out with a case. I walked out with one of these like, back pop socket things. I walked out with a screen protector. I walked out with a plan, like smart. So do you have a hot lead product? Let me share with you what's become viral around the world. Our body balancing drops, which have now sold actually 2 million sets around the world. I actually got introduced to these when they first launched 14, 13 years ago. I was skeptical because to think that these 2 little drops could help you to lose weight and feel better, I didn't believe it. But I looked at the science. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. What are these drops? They're 2 little droppers. They're plant-based, natural. You put them on your tongue 3 times a day, and it helps you to balance the ghrelin, the insulin, the leptin, and the cortisol. When these 4 hormones are balanced, it balances and it impacts all other 50 of your hormones. So what's the result? If you want to lose weight, you don't have to lose it, but if you want to and you use the drops, you will double the fat loss. That's in the clinical trials. How about feeling better? How about reducing cravings, food noise? How about digestion? How about energy boost? Women, especially, we've noticed, I'm not making any claims, but a lot of people have said this, especially going through those hormonal shift times, perimenopause, menopause, so many stories of women that are just like, man, hot flashes and all this stuff. For whatever reason, when they start to put these good ingredients in their body, amazing things happen. In fact, if you've used the drops before, you've had any experiences, drop them in the chat below. I've lost 25 pounds or around 13 kilos, 12 kilos, 11 kilos in 40 days, 18 pounds, less arthritic pain, better sleep, cravings gone. We got a lot of amazing things, more energy, down 65 pounds, 25 pounds, 37 pounds, 15 pounds, a lot. How many people can you think about in the world that would benefit from any of these, by the way? People are searching for these solutions. In fact, people are searching for love in the wrong places. All right, let's give them something more natural. So we have a product like that. What else? It helps no matter what your background is. In fact, I saw my friend Kelly Smith on the line here live. She's a grandma, can you believe that? But was able to get fit. Actually want to challenge here. So no matter your background, your goals, or anything, it works for any single type of body type. Whether you're looking to lose weight or just feel better, it is a beautiful product that helps with a lot of things. Let me just drop in a couple of others real quick as well. How about this? Does anyone want to look younger and feel better? How about boosting your human growth hormone naturally? We have something called Renew, available in some markets. I know we have a lot of Aussies here, not there yet in Australia, but it's a great product. So we have something like that. We also have, we got to talk about Noni. John Wadsworth sold $3 billion worth of this. Why? This is a product that it is the original superfruit, powerful immune system booster, wellness booster. Just read the page. You can look at the clinical trials. I say this, it's not a medical claim, but I believe it's true to me. A shot of this a day keeps a doctor away. It's efficient, it's simple, it tastes great. Kids love it and everything. By the way, business note, business plug. Why do I like products? Let's say you were to get into real estate, and I'm not against any of these businesses, but we are talking about business today. You know, I like products versus real estate. When you sell a house, when's the next time your customer going to buy a house from you? Probably not next week, probably not next month. It's consumable, right? When someone buys a product like Noni and they use it and it runs out every month, guess what happens? They buy again. In fact, I was just in Punta Cana hanging out with one of my good friends, Greg Chidro. He was one of the first Noni distributors, and he has customers that bought from him almost 30 years ago that to this day buy every single month. Every time he gets paid. Who here wants a business that can pay you 30 years from now every month still? Put a me in the comments if that sounds cool. That's why it's important to have that, right? Yeah, you can search on PubMed, by the way. I don't have time to dive into the stress. I love the question. Empirical data. Look in PubMed. Don't take my word for it. Look at actually the clinical trials. I think there's hundreds of clinical trials on this Noni in particular. So just search that up and, don't take any of my word for this, but do your own homework on this, right? So we now have those three products. So think about this question. Can you see yourself using any of these, or can you see others potentially using this as well too? If so, yeah, put a me in the comments or a yes below. Because when you think about business, those are key questions. Because if you have a market, if you have a need, then awesome, right? And I'd encourage you, try them. Seriously, they're fantastic products. All right, so we have the products, but how about the business now? How do we help partner with you to build you a scalable business? Here's a couple of things, all right? Well, the company, once you partner with Partner Co., you're in 50 markets already. We're in Australia, we're in New Zealand, we're in Europe, we're in all of the Americas. We're in a lot of places. I was talking to a teammate that's in Mexico, Canada. On this line, we have a lot of different things, right? So you have instant access to all those markets. You also have access to our #1 rated comp plan. If you're familiar with network marketing comp plans, this is the #1 paying. It pays out 51 cents per dollar sold into the comp plan. I've worked with many people throughout many different industries. Every single person that's come to this company and they do the work. Let me simplify it. In business, you make money when you sell a product to a consumer. You will get paid X amount whenever you sell. If you do affiliate marketing, usually you might get paid 10, 20, 30%. If you do other companies, there's certain percentages there as well too. Here, the dollar is split. 51 cents gets paid out into the comp plan, which is the highest. So if you do the work, you're going to get paid more here. All right. That's all it means. There's 8 different ways to earn. I'm not going to go through all of them today, but I will break down a couple of things just for your submission. Now, how does this actually work? See, we're the types of people, we don't just want to talk the stuff. We want to show you exactly what people are doing to actually earn income. I want to be straight up with you. Some people say things like, the product's so good, it's going to sell itself. Well, I've never seen these drops walk out of my house themselves into a customer's hands. Never happened. I'm waiting for that day. All right. You got to put in work. There's ways to do it. And what I found the most why people do not do well in business is they don't have the systems in place to do it. That's when people say things like what I said, I'm not good at sales. I've tried something like that before, but it didn't do well. That's not for me. You know what that means? That simply means you haven't been properly trained with a consistent protocol and a system that actually works. Let me show you what we do that's helping the average person actually make some extra money, however that they want to do. And that's what we call the 6-figure blueprint. I'm going to walk you through some of these steps here today, but just know we do have a roadmap that we bring our people onto. Whether or not you want to make 6 figures, that's up to you. But let's talk about it. How does this work? #1, partner with the company. It's a one-time, lifetime $29.95, $29.95 USD. That gets you membership in the company. You can partner with them. You get discounts. You're now in 50 countries. You got a lot of cool things. All right, you got your business. Then from there, what do? Our goal is to get the product to end consumers. What do? Let me tell you what we're not going to do. I'm not going to go up to you and say, bring me a list of 50 to 100 people and call all your friends and family and beg them to buy. I'm not going to tell you to go door to door and go have people buy. You can if you want. Those do work. I do believe in sharing that. But let's share with you a simpler way. Who here does not like being spammy or annoying to people, and you want to help people, right? I'm an introvert. I'd rather not do that. So what we do is this. I want to introduce you to your support team. We have a lot of amazing teams within this company. I got to just tell you about what we do within what's called the Champions Network. It's a collaboration of leaders and organizations that come together, and we're innovative. We have the best systems, the best tools, the #1 globally ranked team in the world. So we have a certain system. Number one, this is what we're going to do. We're going to give you a done-for-you social media hack and system where in your phone, we're going to give you actual posts to make that'll attract people. So there's a certain way to post that'll get people over here. Thank you, Kelly Smith. She just dropped in the chat, by the way, a PubMed article on what Noni can do. Appreciate you, sister. Yeah, do your own research right there. So you can post, and these are all vetted. They're all real stories. They're not weird. And when people come, they're going to start to ask questions. Step number two, you might ask, what do I say? I don't know the product. I'm not an expert. You don't need to be an expert. We actually have already done this. We've done this thousands of times. We know what all the questions are. We know what people say. We've simplified it to a 1, 2, 3 step on do this and do this and do this. What are the drops? Blah, 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 blah. We'll tell you exactly what to do. All right. Then from there, what do we actually share? Here's something very unique. This is something that our team has just implemented because these days we're all busy. Who here considers yourself a pretty busy person? You have a family, you're of work, you got traffic, you're trying to get some time for yourself. We're busy beyond belief. I know, I appreciate the honesty, right? I have a 10-month-old, super busy. So we're going to find ways to automate and make your life easier. One thing I've found in any type of sales is, if you've heard this saying, the fortune is in the follow-ups. But what do you do if you're too busy to follow up? Well, introducing to you a concept called the machine. What is the machine? This is a done-for-you professional sales funnel. That sounds fancy, but it's a page. You can see it on the right side here. The moment you get started in this organization, you just plug in a couple pieces of information. You don't need to know any tech, programming, software, whatever. You can just put it in. My 7-year-old grandma can do this. It shoots out a customized sales funnel just for you, linked right to your name. What's cool about this is it educates on the product. It educates even on the business. But the biggest thing is it captures information. And just like you're probably an email list, it actually will start to market and drip more information through an email sequence that you don't have to pay for. We pay for it, actually. All right. What does this do? I have seen so many people. In fact, I have a leader, a good friend of mine that has been around, serial entrepreneur for decades. He implemented this machine. He used it. And he had a customer come to him without him actually going back to the prospect. You know what he said? He said, James, in decades of business, I have never had that happen ever before. That's called automation. Why do we do this? So that you can leverage things to work for you so you can show up for the most important thing, which is you being you. How nice is that if you can have something working on your behalf? So that's what you get within our team. Day one, boom, you're good. All right. What does this actually do? How does it actually pay? Well, we encourage you. There are certain ways to earn higher levels. I'm going to go under an assumption that you get started at the ultimate level or you get to ultimate. All right. Put a U in the comments if you're still with me. That's a goal of yours. All right. You get there by 1,500 points, around $2,500 of products bought or sold. And then you're there for life. It doubles your bonuses. All right. What do? When you sell a set of drops, I'm just going to use this as a United States dollar. One set of drops at full retail is $176. All right. When you sell that, you will make, through all the stuff, don't worry about all the numbers here, the total earnings is almost $76. If you do the math, that is a 43% commission. Put 43 in the comments below. 43% commission. Real estate agents make 3 to 6%. Affiliate marketers at the best make 30%. Other top comp plans might make 37, 40%. This is 43%. That's not too shabby. All right. $76 per set of drops. You sell 5 of those, you got a pretty cool month right there. 10 of those, that's like a mortgage or a good portion of a mortgage, a car payment. That's a lot of things. So a lot of people do well just by sharing the product in however that you do. We have different methods that will help you there. All right. Hope you're still with me. But it doesn't stop there. You see, here at this point, I hope you get this point that I'm about to drop to you, because the secret to wealth and scale and legacy is finding a way to not only do everything yourself. This is why I realize even being a doctor, I'm still capped. Because if I'm a doctor and then I don't work on a client, then I'm not getting paid. I could get paid $1,000 an hour. If I don't work, I'm not getting paid. So find a way to leverage your time. Tradition to leverage your time, you have to hire an employee. But if you've ever hired, has anyone here hired an employee before? Put a me in the comments, by the way. I love to hear stories. Employees, we love them, but they're not you. They're not the owner. Employees can be a headache. I was a headache as an employee. So you want to find a way to partner out there. I don't want to hire someone. I want to partner with someone. I was talking to my friend Crystal, get 500 employees at his jeans company. Sounds amazing until it wasn't, right? So what can you do here? Well, number 4, we're going to show you how to automate, duplicate, and scale. What you can also do in this company is you can get customers, but you can also partner with people to sell the product as well too. What happens a lot of times, people use the product, they love them. They're like, hey, I know someone that would love this. Can I get it for cheaper? Can I share this? They can partner with them, or maybe they're looking for extra income. What you do in this system is we say, partner with them. But James, what do? I barely know what I'm doing. Don't worry. What if you had a perfect onboarding system where 24/7, there's no emotions attached. It'll do the same thing, teach someone the bare bones things to go through a 7-day launch, which, by the way, we have a 7-day launch here where almost everybody that's gone through this has made money, all right, in their part-time hours. So we have an onboarding bot that the moment that someone gets started, they get plugged in and it trains them for them, step by step, by step, by step, until they come back to you and they're like, I got my first customer. I got my first partner. All right, what do I do next? Case in point, I have a picture here. One of our amazing collaborative organizations within this network is GG Vitality. They came from another company. Unfortunately, they had something happen. 700 leaders needed to find a home quick. Within a couple of weeks, it could have been mayhem. They're in Australia. I'm in the States. Guess what? Didn't matter the time zone. Didn't matter. They didn't know what was going on. They went through this onboarding and you had 700 people with relative ease on board, and they became the fastest growing team in not just Australia, but one of the fastest teams in the world. I want you to imagine who here would love it if you had 700 people join your organization one day as well too. You now have that system and tool to be able to duplicate. This is how you save that. How does this work? Let me break down for those numbers, people. We're going to show you how to build 2 teams to get to the 6-figure level. So let's say you partner with person number 1, and person number 1, they got 500 points. By the way, you know what I like about this business? Some people say, well, that's one of those pyramid things. Well, different. Here, you only make money when people make money. So your friend number 1, network marketing, multi-level marketing opportunity here. So you go there. What's up, guy? Glad you joined too. So your first somebody, they do 500 points. They get paid. Guess what? That credits towards you too. You get a smaller override. Let's say you're for person number 2, they do 1,000 points. Well, that pays them. You get a little override. Let's say friend 1 referred another person here with 500 points. All the volume rolls up 100% in this compensation plan. And let's say on your second team, you're able to get 500 points. In this example, you have 1,000 points on line 1, 1,500 points on line 2. How it works is they designate the bigger one a power, the smaller one a pay. You get at least 15% of the smaller line. Actually, the average manager makes $1,100 USD a month. All right. How that works after? It deducts 1,000 from each side, goes to 0, 500, and you have carry over volume. All right. Some details, you don't have to worry about that, but just know this is how the system works. Here's what I want you to think. 2 lines with this much volume. If you build 2 sales teams, that could be all types of people, all types of sales. At this level, it's around $20,000 of sales a week USD. That is $14,000 a month with bonuses and everything. That's $160,000 a year. All right. If you're still with me, put a 2 in the comments below, just giving you that overhead thing. But it's not just that. You see, this is a business that incentivizes you to help other people. If you help enough people get what they want, you can get everything that you want. Unlike your job, your boss does not want you to outpromote them. Unlike in any other business, you never want your employee to take your job as an owner. In this business, I want you to make more money than me. Your friend wants you to make more money than you because we all make money together. Case in point, last bonus, matching bonus. This is big. you have an opportunity on top of what I just shared with you. As you partner with people, when they do well, you do better. If you're gold that you get with your ultimate, that's why ultimate's important, you unlock 3 levels of this leadership check match. What does this mean? Let me make it very simple. Let's say you referred friend A referred friend B referred friend C. They all ran through the blueprint. They all made $100,000 that year. What happens is you get 15% on top of A, 10% on top of B, 5% on top of C. That's 15,000, 10,000, 5,000. That is an extra $30,000 match on top of what it is that you just saw. This grows big because not only is those 3 levels, it actually can go 7 generations down, and those percentages add up. Can you guys start to fathom how big this can really get? You see, here's the thought. It's not about who you know. It's about who they know, and they know, and they know, and they know. In the world, by the way, 7 degrees of separation, we know everybody. That's the power of this type of business model. That's why you can go from a small town knowing nobody and then being able to develop something significant online. All right. So let's keep on going here. I don't want to dive in through all these numbers, but just to summarize, there's a 6-figure blueprint. Whether you want that or not, that's up to you. It's possible, right? We've had multiple teammates be able to do this however fast that you want. By the way, if you would like the opportunity or you're willing to fathom to be able to make a 6-figure income, put a 6 in the comments below. Not everyone wants that, by the way. That's okay. You got to determine what you want. But you know what I think? Why not? Why not? Why not be able to have more legacy? Why not be able to impact more lives? You know, when I look at 6 figures, that means I've impacted a lot of people with their health, a lot of people with their wealth. It's going to be great for the family. That's going to be great to give to my church. A lot of different things. If you don't know what to do with it, we'll talk. So that's how this all works. All right. Step number 5, though, is the most fun. What we want to do is we just want to celebrate and have a lot of fun with you guys. What I love most, we talk about making more freedom, fun, and impact. I think one big plus about this type of business is unlike anything else. You can be a great realtor. You can have your own business. You can do your own online business, but it's very lonely. And I believe true wealth isn't just having a lot of money in the bank. I think that creates options, of course. But I think wealth is in your relationships. To be around other like-minded, mission-driven people, purpose-driven people that are aligned in the same place. To have good friends that you can count on. We have so many friends that cry over each other, pray over each other, love each other. You're going to have a global network of amazing friends that are crazy like you. And we're going to celebrate you. We're going to encourage you. We're going to have fun together. We're going to travel together. We just got back from Punta Cana from 100 amazing leaders there. I was just in Australia with a bunch of leaders there. We're about to go to Dallas, Texas to celebrate with thousands. If you're going to Dallas, by the way, put Dallas in the comments below. We're going to have fun. You work hard, you play hard, you celebrate, you're going to have a lot of different things. All right. So with that said, as we wrap things up, why now? Here's the straight answer. I've been involved in business for 16 years. I am the most excited now than I've ever been in my entire life. Why? You're looking at a company, partner code, that's only been up for around 2 years. We've cracked the code. Things are scaling. Things are moving. It's a debt-free, profitable company with owners that are built to last. It's got products that have stood the test of time for decades. It's got a comp plan that works super well. It's got a lot of all the amazing things, and nobody knows about it yet for now. I know this company, with or without us, will hit $1 billion in the next 3 to 5 years. The question that I ask myself and the question I pose to you is, if it's going to hit $1 billion anyway, who here would love to be a part of that movement, right? I've committed in our organization that we're going to do at least 100 million of that, if not more, okay? That means there's going to be a lot of 7-figure earners, 6-figure earners, 5-figure earners, 4-figure earners, people paying for their product, people being immersed in a community that they were just looking for, people being impacted by the products in amazing ways and transformational things. So with that said, the time is now. All right. There's not many opportunities like this that are out there in terms of that timing. That's why I'm running as fast as I humanly can. That's why your friend is as well too. All right. So let's sum this up. What do you get? You have a business in a box that's ready to scale. You get a business franchise with Partner Co. Tools, reports, products, all that type of stuff. That's $1,000 value. You also get our communities in our Champions Network community. We have a lot around Partner Co, but in our organization, we have partner support. We have customer support. We're going to help you with all those things. That's $1,000 value. We also will give you, like Kelly Smith, I see in the chat, is a 7-figure earner in this business. She trains us weekly. We have amazing people. I'm a big proponent of mentorship. There's hacks in life. What if you get them essentially for free? We get daily coaching, literally daily. You're gonna learn through all this. I just got off a millionaire mentorship call. We're training our people really how to optimize this. That's at least worth $2,000 there. You have the Boards app I shared with you that's done for you social media posts and response scripts. That's a $3,000 value there. The Machine, the done for you sales funnel automation, that's $50,000. And then you have the onboarding launch bot, 25 grand. These are real numbers. I've asked people that built the Machine, they would charge 50 grand. I've asked people that built the launch bot, they literally charge 25 grand. I have friends that are paying 25 grand, all right? So you get all of that for what? That's usually $82,000. And guess what that is for you? Maximum $2,500 US. That's if you get Ultimate right away. So however you want to start, that's up to you. But for me, I think a business in a box, tell me another business that could do everything like this, that can scale, that can leverage, that can have fun, that can have support, that can have training for that. I mean, you can't buy any other business for that. All right. That's why I'm so excited about this. So what do you want to do? If you're brand new, after this, get back with your friend, shoot them a message. Be like, hey, yeah, one-time, lifetime. How do you get started? There's a good, better, and best that I'd consider. Once again, these are USD. Let's say good. You just want to dip your feet in the water. Great. Get like a $400 pack of products. You can try an assortment, or some people just love the drops. You can share 3 of them, get yours for free. That's great. You can actually get 15% bonus. You have a 6-figure income potential. Fantastic. All right. That's one way. And it opens up the comp plan. Maybe you want to go a little bit higher and you want to do the better option. You could do business. Business is 20% bonus now. It doubles your income earning potential and you get more products, whether personal use or you can get like a 10-pack of drops in some markets. Share 9, you can profit a lot really quick. All right. And finally, John Veal, it is an amazing opportunity. The best that I'd recommend is go for Ultimate. All right. Why? You unlock gold status at 3 levels of leadership check match. You grow the fastest. Statistically speaking, people that are Ultimate do make the most the fastest. You get 30%. You double your bonuses. You increase your income potential to 640 grand a year. Plus, you can get some assortment of products for you, your family, or some they like to buy in bulk and resell in certain markets. You can consider that too. That helps you to profit at $2,000 if you want that. So whether you want the best, the better, or the good, I'm curious. Put in the chat which one aligns with you the most. Are you the type that says go big or go home? Are you the type that's more like, middle's the best for me? They're all great. My recommendation, go with your gut, go with what makes sense for you. We're going to work with you wherever you're at. We're going to get everyone to where we need to get to. The key is this though, just start. There's a saying that the best time to grow and plant a tree was 20 years ago. The best time to invest in Apple was 20 years ago. The best time to get into crypto was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Those are missed. But the best time now is when you see a life-changing opportunity in front of you, be a part of it. See where it takes you. Who knows what's going to happen? There's a very obvious answer what happens if you say no. Nothing. The opportunities are boundless on the other side of yes. So are you willing to dare to dream one more time? Personal note. You heard I lost everything. I was about to give up. And I just want to be that friend to you like my wife was to me. I truly believe God spoke to my wife that day when I gave up. And she said, babe, it's going to be okay. I won't call you babe, but I'll say, brother, sister, if you're here, God's not done with you yet. Why not go for one more time? Why not bet on yourself one more time? Why not see what is possible on the other side? And let's let all the things of the past be invested into an even better future. I'm so grateful that someone said that to me, and I hope that that makes sense to you as well too. All right. So other than that, get back with your friend right after this if you want more information. And if you want a sneak peek behind the bars, I want to invite you to one more special thing. Tomorrow morning, we have a special call. Doesn't make sense for everyone's time, and we have Aussies on this line, but at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, we have an opportunity to meet some of the executives that are behind this billion-dollar brand. Mark Patterson and his wife, Vivian. Mark, I call him the Steve Jobs of branding. He's built 4 billion-dollar companies. This will be his 5th one. You can meet and see, is this real? Is this something that's actually going to be a happening thing? You're open to be a part of that. Ask your friend. If you're brand new, we'll give you the password and would love for you to join us. and get a taste of what our community is about. But get started today, get back with your friend. Other than that, so appreciate you. Can't wait to celebrate you. God bless. And I hope to see you soon. All right, get back with your friend. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.